Carl Sagan could not have predicted 2021, but he did see it coming. He wrote the following back in 1995, and we quote, "I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's time when the United States is a service and information economy, when nearly all the manufacturing industries have slipped away to other countries, when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few, and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues, when the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority, when, clutching our crystals and nervously consulting our horoscopes, our critical faculties in decline, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true, we slide almost without noticing back into superstition and darkness. The dumbing down of America is most evident in the slow decay of substantive content in the enormously influential media, the 30-second sound bites now down to 10 seconds or less, lowest common denominator programming, credulous presentations on pseudoscience and superstition, but especially a kind of celebration of ignorance." Roll that around for a while.
Ashton Forbes, you know, that super jacked guy.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night. Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
Even as these grainy satellite images released today by the Chinese government.
Again, the Malaysian flight too was one shot at China saying knock it off.
Why shoot it down though if it's not hostile?
Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space.
Why the Americans would?
They leave distance annihilated.
This country is very powerful. Far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world. Not even close.
I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should be his duty, and to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
Finally, we are live, chat. Finally, Friday. Guys, I was worried there. I was sweating for a minute. I didn't think we were going to make it. I thought it was GG's for the day. I thought the CIA got me with the hardware attack. I was like, oh no, either my cord or my camera's broken. And that's why you didn't see the post on Twitter, because I wasn't committed to it yet. And then at the last moment, ZPE Jesus chat, I felt Palpatine's force use through the ether. He laid upon me the truth, the remote viewed, and it told me an extra cord. I always keep an extra. And I opened the sacred cabinet, and there it lay, the extra replacement cord. Whew. Palpatine, ZPE Jesus, we thank you, good sir. And also, tonight's stream is dedicated to cold orbs. Obviously, the new UFO dump. We're going to look at all of it. I got it lined up, ready to go. In Cord we trust, exactly. But also to the Bible, chat, the scientific Bible. This is not blasphemy. This is not praying to a false idol. This is the scientific Bible by Mark Millis and Eric Davis. I read like 4 more chapters in here, chat. I upgraded like several levels. I don't even know where my power level's at right now, but it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn high. Let me just read. Let's just get primed. Like all cults, we have to start with a Bible verse, of course, for today. Guys, please. You have to whatever you have to do to put yourself in touch with the ether, get connected to the ether right now. I know some of you like to inject your marriage hooches. Maybe have a drink, loosen up a little bit on a Friday. Here we go, guys. Casimir effect. By moving mirrors, negative energy can be created in a single moving, reflecting, conducting surface, aka a moving mirror. A moving mirror with increasing acceleration generates a flux of negative energy that emanates from its surface and flows out into the space ahead of said mirror. This is essentially the simple case of an infinite plane conductor undergoing acceleration perpendicular to its surface. If the acceleration varies in time, the conductor will gradually emit or absorb photons, light. Turn the audio up. Even though it is neutral. This is an example of a well-known quantum phenomenon of parametric excitation. The parameters of the electromagnetic field oscillators, aka their frequency, change with the time owing to acceleration of the mirror. However, this effect is known to be exceedingly small, and it is not the most effective way to produce negative energy for our purposes. Now, why do I bring that up? Because everybody believes that negative energy is impossible to make. They think, oh, it's this imaginary substance, but we've got multiple examples, and the one that I am highly focused on is the dynamic Casimir effect. I'm realizing we really got to lay our territory down because it's getting snatched left and right by everybody, including the President of the United States. Let's go real quick to one of the most recent posts on, I think, my favorite Twitter account at this point, which is the Department of War Technologies, Department of War CTO. I actually don't even know what this stands for, but I just love it. Maybe it's just their media account. Here you go. Chat. The Redditors yearn for the mines. There it is. Mineral maxing, chat. We're going to get that helium-3. You might say, Ashton, no, he's talking about rare earth minerals. I don't care. I don't care. I'll interpret it however I want to interpret it. And I want to interpret it as we're definitely sending Redditors to the moon. Let's look at the facts. Number one, we're building a moon base. Undeniable. We're building a moon base. Number two, we need fusion for our AI data centers. Undeniable. Number three, we need helium-3 for that fusion. Undeniable as well. And you say, Ashton, but we also need boron-11. Actually, I had a clip lined up for this, ready to go. But did I save it? Let me double check. Oh, I did. Chat. Praise be, chat. You don't get content like this anywhere else. Some of you smart people may say, Ashton. Some of you Redditors may say, don't send me to the moon. Don't send me to the moon. Boo-hoo. I don't want to go to the moon. I don't want to farm helium-3 up there. Number one, shut up. Too bad. And you may say, oh, we can use boron-11. We don't need the helium-3. I don't care. I don't care. You're still going to the moon. You're going to the moon one way or another. Just simple as that. Think of it as a retirement camp. However, this is kind of a good point on the boron-11. And perhaps the president may be aware. Are you ready for this, chat? If you've been watching my content, prepare to jizz in your pants right now. Full screen.
Investment, as well as the Fort Cady integrated boron facility in Southern California. And it's going to be something. We broke through the environmental disasters. You had environmentals, people. Look, I'm an environmental person, believe it or not.
Chat. Did the goat just say what I think he just said? Is he just saying goat things? Let me just go back. Did I hear that correctly?
As well as the Fort Cady integrated boron facility in Southern California.
The boron facility in Southern California? Chat, I love knowing the future before the future is going to happen. And just watching stuff like this, which no one would ever pay any attention to what he's saying right here. What did they think we're using boron for? How about some boron 11 for some aneutronic fusion? There's only 3 aneutronic fusion fuels, and nobody even talks about lithium. So let's just throw lithium out. Apparently, that's just, you can't talk about that at all. Okay, fine. Helium-3 and boron-11. Okay, well, we're sending the Redditors to the moon for helium-3. That's already established. We are even building a train up there for them. They're going to love it. It's going to be totally humane. In fact, that's better than all the revenge that I planned. My new revenge on anybody that slighted me, I don't want to harm you. This is new Ashton. I'm reformed. Reformed Dark Ashton. I still have those evil ways and tendencies, but I'm just nicer now. I don't want to harm you. I don't want to destroy your life. You're just going to go to the moon. You're just on a list. I got the list. Don't make me show it. And you're just, stated to go to the moon. That's it. It's going to be great. Okay. Wow. So, boron 11. Nice. Who wants to watch some UFO videos? I know I do. Okay, let's start with maybe the best one. Let's just start with the best one. These aren't that great, honestly, guys. So first of all, first thoughts on these UFO videos, and you guys already know what I'm going to say. This is nothing. This is nothing. They need to stop lying to us. Stop insulting our intelligence. Like, we're playing just the tip right now. Nobody's enjoying this. He's not enjoying this. She's not enjoying this. We just got to decide, are we doing this or not? Or, stop with the foreplay. I've had enough. We're ready to either just, full penetration or nothing at all at this point. You know what I'm saying, guys? And it feels like what's happening is the CIA is like, no, we can't reveal all our secrets. We're doing evil things and we can't do that. And President Trump's kind of like, yeah, I don't care. I'm just raw dogging it. We're just rolling the dice. We don't care. Because honestly, it's kind of on them. Like, we're not at stake to lose anything. It's basically just the CIA and the people hiding this that are the ones that are going to lose everything. The rich assholes have been hiding it. The people that have been profiting off the technology. So, like, honestly, it should just kind of be all of us just being like, nah, just reveal it. Sorry, you suck. It is what it is. I mean, that's one side of it. Now, if we take a realistic stance, I do want to address a comment by Jason Giorgiani that I thought was really insightful. To be a little less serious for a moment. Where is it? Sorry, guys. I had everything marked, but... Oh, yeah. It's on this Bob Lazar video. So let's just watch this clip right here. Okay, guys? Because I want you guys to understand the implications of what's going on here. What we talk about, what we review is not a joke. I'm kind of surprised I'm still alive. The fact I'm still alive tells me that they're at least not going to kill me right away. They'll at least let me live for a little bit till the heat dies down and then kill me. So should be fine. But Bob Lazar really nails this. Pay attention right now to Bob Lazar almost certainly really saw some crazy technology. Whether or not all the details of what he say are true doesn't really matter. He was really at a place called Area 51. He put it on the map. He put the reverse engineering, the secret technology stuff on the map, frankly. So listen to this, because this is a retrospective on his part.
This is really powerful technology, and the world has really changed. I mean, we have a lot of crazy people doing stuff now, and nonsense transmits through the population at the speed of light. And, I don't know, this can be a very powerful world-conquering technology. And look, for 40 years, I think I've said this before, for 40 years, all the people in control of this information have all agreed to keep it quiet. And these aren't idiots. These aren't idiots for 40 years. You have a line of people that all have agreed, no, let's not say anything. No, let's not say anything. No, let's not say anything. There has to be a reason why. And if they all agreed to that, maybe I'm the asshole. No, really. Maybe they're right. And
maybe you would have figured that out if you kept working for them.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm increasingly thinking I'm the one that made the mistake. Maybe this is supposed to be just kept quiet.
Dude, that's, to me, that's one of the darkest clips I've ever seen. I don't know about you guys, but for me, as somebody that's absorbed the information that I've absorbed the DIRDs, absorbed the scientific papers in here, which, by the way, the authors of the chapters in this book, a lot of them overlap with the DIRDs, and a lot of the authors are also almost certainly Black project engineers in this book. I mean, John Kramer has his own chapter in here as well. He's clearly like the Black project engineer EPR guy, right? Like, so the question there is, if we're being fully honest with ourselves, this technology is world-conquering technology. This is like, you can blow up somebody's planet, you take over the whole planet. Like, the moment you figure this out, you just try to figure out ways where you can hold on to this technology without letting anybody else know about it for as long as possible. How many people took this to their graves? And like Bob Lazar is saying, like, he's saying, if this really is this powerful, he says, maybe I'm the bad guy. Maybe I'm the asshole. That's why I say to you guys straight up, I always tell you the truth. I am the bad guy. I am definitely the bad guy. Revealing this, talking about this, wearing my VPU2 shirt while doing it. I mean, I'm trolling about as hard as you possibly can while not being killed, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. However, here's the reality. Jason Giorgiani lays it down straight. I like when Jason Giorgiani, if Jason Giorgiani is randomly rolling up into your comments, guys, it means you're saying something that's insightful. This guy, I'm giving you 100%. I like him the most out of everybody. He's not even really in the UFO community, but let's just say I like him the most out of all the people in the UFO community. What's crazy about that is he says the most insane shit. Probably the most insane out of anybody. That, you know, the Nordics are going to eliminate our populations and that they come from Atlantis and all this stuff. But you know what? I haven't been able to find anything he says that's wrong yet. So that's what I said. Try to keep an open mind. So when Jason Giorgiani says stuff like this, you should pay attention. I'll read it. Look, Ashton, and this is his reply directly to this post, by the way. Look, Ashton, it comes down to whether or not you're willing to sacrifice 99% of humanity for the 1% or less who are capable of living together rather than destroying each other in a world where this technology and all its implications are public knowledge. If not, then they're right. Damn, chat. Ooh, deep. But that's the truth. If we want to reveal this technology, it's not going to be for everybody. We're not going to, okay, everybody, here's the free energy. Here's your free energy device. Okay, here's your free energy device. Chat. You out of your mind. Are you out of your mind? We were going to watch the video. If you think that was going to happen, I'm going to make you guys watch the video of one of these mass shooters or whatever, or some horrific act, and just show you, like, imagine what we do when we give this person a free energy device. One of these people that blows themselves up, they're going to blow us all up. They're going to destroy us all as soon as they possibly can. You have to realize that. So, no, we're not going to be able to give this all out to everybody. There's going to have to be strict requirements on it. I don't think we're going to have to just exterminate people. But I certainly think that what the woke disclosure people are trying to do is establish some kind of one world government. They want to establish a situation in which everybody's under the same banners for that exact same purpose. The problem is that's obviously never going to work. We've seen what happens when you just mix a bunch of people together that aren't the same ethnicity, culture, etc. They don't mesh. They all segregate one another. And then it just creates more conflict. So, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, chat. That's not my area of expertise. Somebody else will figure out that problem. I'm just here to lay down what's going on for you guys. Now, okay, I told you guys we were going to look at some UFO videos. I don't want to waste any more time. First thing I want to point out, actually, we do have one more thing before we look at a video. JK Philly fan. Shout out to JK. JK Philly fan deserves a lot of credit. Number one, check out his app, Ether Synth. Synth. You can find it anywhere you can find your apps for making music. It's really good. Number 2, really good researcher. Found out a lot of stuff on MH370. Check out this stuff he found from the newest leak. I'll read it to you guys. These are sightings by military personnel. And these people are using like our most advanced cameras. You can pretty much safely say they can tell a difference between like a bird and like an alien spacecraft. Okay, so let's just start there. Initial observation. On September 8th, 2021, a United States Special Operations Forces AC-130 gunship was conducting live fire training in the Gulf of Oman in the vicinity of IVO MGRS. Those are like coordinate locations that planes can like rendezvous at. Anyway, during a period of darkness, so it was nighttime. The AC-130 first observed unidentified aerial phenomenon. How dare you? How dare you call them UAPs? Shame. Shame on you. Anyway, they observed some UFOs. When the aircraft dropped, a water-activated flare to use as a mock target. The AC entered an orbit around the flare, and the combat systems officer conducted collateral scans with the aircraft's EOIR sensor. So that's their camera, the electro-optical infrared, EOIR. You should put that into your vocabulary if you haven't already. If you've been watching MH370 content, you're already well aware of these terms. So they dropped this sensor. When the CSO slewed the sensor, what does it say? In IR mode, back to the flare, they observed two approximately 4-foot diameter cold orbs between 0 to 20 feet above the surface of the water, stationary over the flare for approximately 15 seconds. After those 15 seconds passed, the CSO pulled the trigger, firing the aircraft's cannon. So that's the combat officer pulled the trigger. Immediately upon pulling the trigger, during the slight delay between the trigger pull and the cannon's recoil, the CSO observed a pair of UAPs, how dare you, UFOs, rapidly flying away from the flare and out of the sensor feed without changing altitude. Damn, chat. So it sounds like from that explanation, they dropped a flare, these cold orbs, so they're looking at them in IR, so they're looking at them in thermal. So looking at thermal, it's not white hot, and they're like, what? How can that be a thing? And they see this thing go above their flare, and they see it hovering above the water, and they shoot at it, and when it shoots away, it doesn't shoot away like upwards or whatever. It shoots away along the water, perfectly level with the water. Interesting. That's almost like gyroscopic stability, right? That's not even like a bird or an animal even does that. Very cool. Yeah, is there a video? It's like we're hearing about this, and then they're showing us these videos. It's just this orb slowly floating away and going, you definitely have ones like shooting at them and other crazy shit. Like, they need to stop with the cap, chat. We caught them teleporting a Boeing 777. Chat, a Boeing 777. We caught them teleporting it. If there's aliens floating around or whatever, honestly, you know what? Let's get serious. Let's get psychosocial. You want to know about me, chat? You want to know what I believe? I think there might be an alien base. I think that guy that said that was it the 4chan leaker or whatever, 4chan whistleblower, the dude, whichever dude said there was underwater alien bases in the ocean. I believe it. I don't even need to see the evidence. I just believe it face value. I believe it at face value. That's the one where I don't know, for some weird reason, it's the most weird explanation of all. It just rings true. If you were an alien species, you wouldn't be coming back here and visiting. You would just put some kind of drone mothership here and have it just be here and living forever here. So, I don't know. No evidence for it. Just going to believe it at face value. Okay, let's go back to the cold orbs. Because honestly, nothing can convince me we don't have this technology. Nothing can. Simple as that. At this point, I just want them to tell me, just show the MH370 files. We know you used some magical orbs and teleported the plane. And that wasn't aliens doing that. Anyone tries to tell me, oh, we were in the neighborhood with our drones, and yeah, we just happened to have the drone right there at that exact moment when these alien orbs came out and just teleported the plane. You'd be like, dude, fuck you. Sorry, I don't like. I'm trying not to use f-bombs, but you know that was a hypothetical situation in which I was, you know, back to Dark Ashton. Okay, let's move on. Next sighting. There's 3. And then we'll get to the videos. Promise. Words suck. I know. I hate them too. Subsequent observations. The AC-130 crew observed approximately 25 instances of UFOs viewed in IR as cold orbs in both white is hot and black is hot mode. So they had mode changing around just to make sure, like, okay, are we seeing things? Because at some point you start to wonder if ghosts are real, right? I would be. If I was one of these, like, gunners, special operators, whatever, on the gunship, and I'm seeing orbs flying around, I'd start wondering about angels and demons and ghosts, all kinds of shit, for sure. Probably way before aliens, by the way. If I see some orbs flying around. That's just me, though. But they saw it in multiple modes, so they know, okay, whatever they're seeing is real. And this is a physical thing, too. A lot of people are trying to dismiss this as some kind of, like, hallucinations or, like, holograms and things. Like, no, dude, this is a physical thing these people are seeing. 2 UFOs were observed flying in a loose but coordinated formation, increasing and decreasing altitude like a wave, while maneuvering around over and under each other in a manner similar to how dolphins playfully swim in a pod. Chat, what? I know exactly what that is. Holy shit. Pardon my French. My goodness. Pull it up. Oh my goodness. Tell me that's not exactly what we're watching in this video. No wonder everybody's looking at this and they're thinking, they're looking at these videos and they're thinking these things are aliens because they don't understand magnetic inversion. They don't understand magnetism, guys. So they look at this and they see this stuff floating around and they think they're looking at aliens. That's how dumb humans are, chat. I swear to you, that's what's this is gonna, look at the way it's moving like this and how the next one comes in. They think this is aliens moving around like dolphins swimming around. That right there is exactly what this dude is describing. Them swimming around over and under in a wave formation. They're in they are, by the way, he's correct. They are in a perfect sinusoidal wave pattern when they spin around like that. That's why they're noticing. That's why they say it looks like a wave formation. Because even in the human mind, they can see the pattern immediately. But what's crazy is, let me go to, actually, what I want to show, I'll let you see the teleportation, just in case some of you guys haven't seen it. Yes, this is real teleportation. No, it's not VFX. Not going to argue about it. Just, I mean, that's the plane, man. What do you want? That's MH370. You're looking at it. I don't know. Some people just don't want to believe what they see with their eyes. But a better example is actually the other video. The way they described right in the beginning there, how it moves around. Where is it? Right here. The beginning of this video, when the first orb comes in, let me fast forward it. Watch how the first orb interacts with the plane. Flies past it, and then it does this loop. You see that loop it does right there? See this little loopy thing it does? That tells you right there, that's not biological. That right there is electromagnetism when it does this loop. Like, it doesn't loop around the plane because electromagnetism is just using electromagnetism to guide itself. And so it's just trying to find an orbit, right? Like, this is how you would approach, like, a planet. If you are shooting a shuttle to another planet, this is how you would approach it. You're like, oh, I have to, like, loop around this to slow myself down, right? Like, that's what they're doing right here. And then it gets into formation. And then it knows exactly where to be. Huh. So let's go back to that real quick. I'm just going to reread that first part. They fly in a loose but coordinated formation, increasing and decreasing in altitude like a wave while maintaining around, over, or maneuvering around, over, and under each other in a manner similar to how dolphins playfully swim. They were also separately observed flying in formation of 3 and separately observed flying erratically and maneuvering aggressively. What more do you guys need, man? Why do you think they're flying in 3? Well, we know now. Apparently, you can teleport things. You just put something in between them, do your little spinny boy, and then poof, break through space-time. That's cool. That's because they have to amplify energy, I guess. So I say the attached videos depict a smoothly slewing EOIR camera or stationary camera with multiple UFOs darting around the sensor feed. The AC-130's crew attempted to save the entirety of the footage of the UAP observations, but the aircraft's digital video recorder inexplicably failed and the video became corrupted. Sorry, guys. We would have had footage of it, but the video camera just failed suddenly, inexplicably. Inexplicably. Anybody who says it wasn't inexplicable, you're going to have some plutonium soup later tonight. A la Putin style. Okay. Nobody knows how the camera became corrupted. Sucks. Could have had proof, but we don't. Estimated speed. The combat officer calculated the UFO speeds clocked in maximum observing speed of 1,300 miles per hour. Okay. And the minimum observing maneuvering speed of 250. No means of propulsion were observed. So right there, we can tell why they don't see any propulsion too. And you only know if we see footage as good as MH370. I'll tell you exactly what we're looking for. This is like why I want to be on. I don't even want to go on TV for fame. I just want to go on so people ask the right damn questions. What should we be looking for in these UFO videos? Well, what are we seeing in the MH370 video that they're not showing us? Let me pull it up. I'll make it easy for you. Here it is. What do you see right here in this? What are you seeing here in this video with these orbs that you don't see in any of the videos they've shown us so far? These dark trails. Look at these dark lines coming out of these orbs. What's that all about? Because if you were to look at this in optical, I guarantee you see nothing. I guarantee it just looks like an orb flying around with nothing going on. This gives away the game. Why? Because you look at that and I go, oh shit, it's a fusion reactor. Oh shit, it's a fusion reactor. Chat, 100% lock it in, Alex. What is a fusion reactor particle accelerator? Lock it in, chat. Who is Charles Chase? Lock it in. Who is Charles Chase with the particle accelerator fusion reactor? I'm ready to solve the puzzle, chat. That's the giveaway. That's why they don't want to show us anything better. Because the moment we start realizing how these things are flying around, I think the illusion's going to fall apart. The moment people realize, like, wait, this is plasma. Wait, this is fusion. Wait a minute. Have we solved fusion? Wait, why haven't we solved fusion in like 80 years? Wait a minute. Did we solve fusion? And now, wait a minute. Is that what's going on here? Yeah. Yep. See? Chat, I think I just red-pilled like maybe hundreds of people. That's cool. Okay, one more. Then some videos. Subsequent observations, part 2. The AC-130 crew observed approximately... Wait, is this the same one? JK Philly fan. Cucking me here. Okay, I guess this is just the same one again. My bad. Okay, that was it. If I find another one, I'll let you know. But let's just go to the videos then. I got you baited. That's on me, chat. I got you baited. It's video time. First off, this one is an EOIR camera. Can tell right away because it's all blue. I know, very scientific. Let me pull it up. I edited this one down because I already see people talking about birds and, I don't know, flares and other kind of weird shit. Sorry. Trying to get those Disney bucks, chat. Working on the swear words. Okay. So look at all the blue, chat. Beautiful. Honestly, can we just admire the quality for a minute? Beautiful quality camera. I would love to just be a camera operator, just looking around all day for orbs on this. That is, it's awesome. Look at that. Beautiful scenery. You can see every single building. Look at the detail on these buildings. I feel like you could zoom in and be watching people showering through the windows. Okay, well, that may be, okay, maybe I'm perverted, chat. Let's just be real. You were thinking about it too. But hold on. Enhance. Chat, enhance. Zoom in. Okay, well, I can't zoom in, but you get the point. That, that is not a bird. That is not a bird. There is no way in hell that's a bird. How do I know this is not a bird? I can see all the cars, and I can see the trees, and I can see the houses, and that is a giant orb. There's no way you can be like, whoa, it's like super close. No, I would just watch them tracking this thing. It's not super close to the camera. They were just tracking this thing through the whole city. That is a giant orb. It's not like a, oh, this is just a super fuzzy bird. What are you talking about? Birds look like birds. That's what they look like in these cameras. Just like how I'm seeing these trees and like people. People don't look like orbs. Birds don't look like orbs. It's a bird, these people. Some of y'all. I mean, when I zoom in, come on, man. That's an orb. That's not a bird. Now, the reason why I love this, I was distracted. I was entertaining you guys. We need to focus. Lock in. Lock in on the orb, chat. If you look closely, you're going to have to trust me on this. You're going to have to enhance on your own cameras, on your own systems here. There is definitely there's some stuff going on with these orbs. Like, if you look at it closely and you kind of enhance on it, there's like little fuzzy stuff around the edges. And this is exactly what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. We're trying to find those trails. But did you notice in the whammy footage of MH370, you can't see the trails. You can't see the trails. It's too far away. It's only in that one EOIR camera that's super close up could you see those trails in front of the orbs. So we might either need A, a better camera, or B, or at least a certain setting, or B, to be closer. But if you look closely on this, you can see little fuzzy boys on the edges. And at first I was thinking maybe it's artifacts, but you look at the rest of this, this is super high quality. This is 4K right here. I mean, look at these. You can see all the little houses. You can see all the details in all these people's backyards. If people are grilling and having a party, you'd be able to see it clear as day. So that is definitely, this one to me. Yeah, that's definitely not a balloon either. The reason why it's not a balloon is it's moving too fast. It's got too much intelligent control. Now, you could make a decent argument it's a balloon because we don't have long enough footage, but that thing is moving, dude. A balloon's not going to be moving in such a specific route like that. I mean, that thing is moving along. So this one, to me, I think is probably the best. I mean, sadly, this is the best that they gave us out of the new videos. And it hints at the fact that we have hidden fusion for, you know, I don't know, 60 years, 80 years, 1,000 years. I don't know, a long time. Because that right there, I mean, there's no aliens in there, right? So you might say that the aliens are using fusion orbs, but isn't it just simpler to think that we're using fusion orbs and that we've got fusion orbs flying around? I don't know. I'm not opposed to either answer, by the way. Let's go to the next video. Okay, some of these videos might be duplicative I was trying to look through them. They said there was only 5 videos, but there's like 16 on here. So let me just share Windows Media Player. I don't think one of them might have sound, but I don't think it was anything relevant. Oh, wait, I can just share sound. Cool. I fixed that. Okay, first video. Let us judge and judge harshly, chat. By the way, you might say, Ashton, be nice. They're doing disclosure. I'd be like, this is the fifth batch of disclosure. How many of these are there going to be? Like 100? Is it going to go on for 100 seasons? Well, can we just please reveal the teleportation? Can we please reveal fusion? It's like they're so afraid to reveal it because they know the floodgates are just going to become undone. Everyone's just going to start wondering, what else they've been hiding? What else can we do? That's the reason why they're afraid, right? That's why they're like, only show us the out of focus, super far away, 1974 videos. Like, what is this? Why are you showing us shit from like the last century? It kind of has the fuzzy halo. This one does. But I mean, we got no context here. Like, what is this? The whole thing is fuzzy. Okay, that's a fuzzy object. Neat. Guys, it fuzzed in and then it fuzzed out and then it fuzzed in again. Neat. That's a good one. Good video. Good video, Department of War. Good jorb. Very good jorb. Very impressed. Very impressed. Just release the MH370 files. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? What is this? What is this? 2 red lights. Wow. Beautiful, chat. Absolutely beautiful. Work art. Look, oh, there's 2 more. 2 more red lights. 2 more red lights. Amazing. Wow, 2 minutes of this. I got to fill the dead air for 2 minutes on this video. It's beautiful. These are like, if Stephen Greer released this, they would say it's like he just dropped some flares. They'd be like, he dropped some flares. No one pay any attention to this. Like, these are so easy to discredit. Chat, I want to be nice, but I'm a debunker at heart. And I look at this and I go, the camera's moving. I don't know if I'm looking up or down. Am I looking at car head, like rear view lights? What am I looking at here? Could be anything. This could be anything. You trying to tell me this is aliens? Like, what? This is so crazy. Okay, I can't, chat. We gotta fast forward. It actually doesn't even change. Doesn't even change. That's just it. That's it for 2 minutes. You know what's sad? In the old days, we're just spoiled. You know, let's just be honest with ourselves. We're spoiled now. They should never have showed us those videos, because now this is like you have sex with a supermodel and you can't go back to a 4 anymore. You can't go back to a 4 anymore. What is this? This isn't even a 4. This is like a 2. This is like I can't even drink like a whole case and go to bed with this. My goodness. Our standards have just increased. That's what's happened, I guess. Our standard. Oh no! Don't do it to me again. They're doing it to me again. Is this the same video? I mean, this is what they consider. They consider this credible. Absolutely crazy. They consider this credible, chat. Help me, chat. I'm trying not to fall to the dark side here, but this is literally just a red light flashing in the sky. And this one's another 2-minute long video. Come on, man. Even if they have some kind of story that goes along with this, yeah, it's definitely the same one. Even if they have some kind of story that goes along with this, where they're like, oh, dude, this military officer was up late one night and saw this, and he saw this crazy thing and took a camera. So what? Still doesn't tell us anything. You can't see anything. There's no context or anything on this. If we, like, these videos just got to be thrown out. Whatever this is, like, I don't know, sell this to, like, Ancient Aliens. Sell this to the History Channel. Let's make us some money, chat. Let's keep it a hundo. Let's keep it a hundo. Sell this to the History Channel. The woke disclosure people will eat this up. Just make up a story. Like, I'll make up a story right now. Can be anything. Like, yeah, there was Joe. It was Joe on the military base. Rest in peace, Joe, by the way. I don't know who that is, but rest in peace. Joe was in a military base, and he looked up, and he knew there was no flight scheduled that night. Joe knows everything about what's going on in the military base. And he looked up, and what did he see? He couldn't even believe what he saw. A red light in the sky. A red light. He knew in his heart of hearts, heart of the cards, he knew that red light was aliens. He knew it. There's no other explanation that it could possibly be. There's no other earthly explanation for red lights in the sky. Could be anything. And Joe, keep in mind, Joe knows everything about what happens on military bases. That's how secrets work. Okay, that's enough of this video, chat. But honestly, sell it to the History Channel. They'll pay a lot of money for this, for exclusive rights. Sell it to Jeremy Corbell. Sell it to Jeremy Corbell. Tell Jeremy Corbell, be like, dude, we got primo leaked footage here for you. You can sell this up on your next documentary. 100,000. If anyone pays $100,000 for this footage, they're an absolute fool. But Jeremy Corbell might. History Channel might, chat. We can take down our debt. Even you might say, Ash, is $100,000. Chat, every drop in that bucket of that debt, national debt, helps. I told you, I'm an economist at heart, chat. I'm an economist at heart. That's where I came from. That's my roots. This one's got a lot of noise. I apologize. I'm going to mute this one now. We're in like a sound tunnel or a wind tunnel or something, and I apologize. Oh my goodness, chat. I'm going to go ahead and just be gracious on this one. I'm going to be gracious on this video. Guys, some of you saying I'm being mean, you know. Honestly, I'm just being honest. I'm being truthful here. I'm being truthful. Other people are going to brutally dissect these much harder than I am here. If you can't pass the Ashton Forbes bar, I mean, good luck. Good luck, I say, out there. This is another one where you definitely got to be selling this to the History Channel. I mean, what are we even doing here? Even if I'm being gracious, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that we're looking at the ocean, because I kind of think maybe I see waves in the background. Like, maybe. Still, what am I looking at here? This thing is, like, it almost feels like they intentionally actually added more cloudiness to this one. There is no way you can convince me that the cameras they're looking at are this fuzzy and cloudy. Like, this here is like they added some dudes, like, blocking the camera. I actually can't even believe this. And this is what they're revealing to us, telling us, here's the big secret videos we found. If you're buying this, I'm sorry, you're just low IQ. If you're buying that this is really the best footage, of the secret footage of the aliens that we're revealing, it's just low IQ. That's all there is to it. It's crazy. I see better stuff on this on the internet. I see better stuff on the internet than this. Like, and I don't even look at that stuff anymore because it doesn't even move the needle for me anymore. Oh, crap. I closed it. Bring it back. I can't believe there's like 12 more of these. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for every single one. Buckle up. Okay, what do we got in this one? Black orb this time. So maybe cold is black, hot is white on this one. I'm guessing all these are cold orbs. At least maybe we can salvage this with some cold orbs, right? We did see, I already showed you guys the best one at the beginning, kind of ruined it. I don't even know is this even, am I looking at something here? Am I missing it? I might have to get my eyes checked because I don't see anything. I see it now. This could just be a bug. I actually just argue this one's just a bug. Like, number one, is just a white background. It's just a white fuzzy background. I don't even know what we're looking at here. So this one you could actually argue is just a bug. And then it just kind of like fades away. And like maybe you are like, there it is still there at the bottom, I think. Right there, yeah. But now that it just fades away. Okay. Yikes. Okay. That one's terrible. I mean, I actually wonder how some of these pass the bar. Okay, this one, Oh, wait, this is the other one I think I like. Why? We're looking straight down. We're looking straight down here. This, at least, they're not trolling me on the quality. Like, we can see every bush on this mountain right here. Like, there's some Shia LaBeoufs out there that can geolocate this, probably with their remote viewing powers or whatever. I've seen some people do some crazy geolocating stuff, okay? Okay, and look at that. Look at that. You see that, chat? See that magenta circle thing? That's some kind of AI tracking thingamajig. They got that auto tracking. That means this is actually like future camera. Not really, but you get the point. Like more advanced. Not 1972 camera. Okay, let me move this over so I can see better. Hold on, this is a short one. We got to do that again. Go away thing on the bottom. Also, I'll point out on this one, it seems kind of like it has that same fuzzy, see that weird reflectiveness to it there? Kind of reminds me of the same weird little jets shooting out of the one I showed at the beginning. Although this case, you might argue is just light reflecting off of it. So this one had potential to not be terrible. I'm not going to give it an F. I feel like this one gets a C-. This one had potential. Quality was looking good. But it's not long enough. Like, this one's like 13 seconds. How do I know if this wasn't just some anomalous thing that was, like, reflecting in the sunlight versus, like, a fusion reactor and we're seeing some kind of propulsion and we just can't recognize? Also, it's too far away. That's the other thing you're noticing about the ones that are high quality. Look how far away they are. Like, get this guy. I want to zoom in, bro. I want to tell him, zoom in. What are we doing here? This can definitely zoom in. It's like I want to reach through the screen. Zoom, press the zoom button. Let me see it closer, please. We need more info. What else we got? Okay. I think there's like at least one more one that's not an F. No, you're trolling me now. That was it? At first, I thought this was just nothing at first. Can you go back and compare it to the same video? JK Philly fan, text that to me in Discord, man. I can't copy and paste from this. Okay, let's look at this one again. The only thing I find this, like, there's been a million videos better than this on the internet. This, I don't know how this actually qualifies. How does this actually even qualify as a UFO video? Seriously, this is just something going through the sky. Like, okay, this could be a meteor. It could be anything. Well, it probably can't be a meteor, but you get the point. Also, the only thing interesting about this one is this like Antarctica? Where is this? Was this Greenland? This looks like a bunch of ice, right? Am I tripping here, guys? That's at least mountains at nighttime, but very possibly also just ice. I don't know. By the way, maybe you guys know more than me because I'm lazy. Do any of these actually have stories that go along with them? Or do they just show us random videos with no context whatsoever? Because it'd be nice if they were like, hey, this comes from this location. This comes from this date. Instead of just like, am I looking at Antarctica here? Is this like an ancient Nazi spacecraft that is still around from their visit to Antarctica? I don't know. Oh, man. Look at this. Now we're going back in quality. Now we're taking a step back. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, wait. Is that it? Oh, it was 2 seconds long. Yeah, this is definitely worthy. We definitely needed to make that a separate video. Okay, well, sorry, guys. That's not even my fault. That's on them. That's on them for making a 2-second video. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Give me some aliens, chat. By the way, dear alien people, I wanted it to be aliens too. Every time I click on one of these videos, I pray in my heart of hearts, I say, let there be an alien in this video. I want to see the predator. I want to even see the little ET guy. Shoot me with his little finger boy. I just want to see a Gamora, hot-ass alien with green alien. I just want to see an alien, and I pray for it. And yet never. Disappointment after disappointment. And Jeremy Corbell, he promised me Non-human intelligence folder, chat. He promised it to me, and I keep commenting his replies, and he ignores me over and over. Please, chat. All I want is some alien bootay. Please. Jeremy Corbell needs to reveal his secret aliens. We know he has them. He said he gave it to 100 journalists, the most respected, trusted journalists in the entire country. Just release the files. I want the alien booty, please. Instead, all we get is this shit. Plasma orbs. Plasma orbs flying around. Such a disappointment. I wanted that to be clear to the people. I wanted it to be aliens too, chat. I'm just as disappointed as the rest of y'all. Okay, so what do we got? We got some kind of thing flying fast along the ocean. Okay. This one, you know, I mean, you could say it's a bird. Problem is, it's kind of moving. The problem with saying that this one's a bird. Yeah, could you imagine, by the way? I mean, this is kind of a stupid video, so we can kind of just talk over this. Can you imagine how excited I'd be if all of a sudden I click on one of these and just the MH370 videos start? It's like, oh, I know the answer to this one. I know this one, guys. Put me in, coach. I'll explain this video, everybody. I'll give you the context. Nah, chat. They would never reveal those videos. Not in a million years. Not in a million years. They're trying to hide the teleportation forever. Come on, how can there be like 3 of these? 4 of this one. For a second there, I actually saw something. They were like, turn it off, turn it off. See, they saw something for a second. They're like, you could make out some ocean for a brief second, so turn this off quickly. Like, how did they even make this such low quality? You can't even go to Kmart and get a camera this low quality anymore. That's what I don't understand. And like for a second here, oh, look at that. Look. Holy crap, chat. It looks like maybe it's the ocean. Suddenly it's like, whoa, I can see something. Oh, well, look at this. I can finally see something. And they're like, no, turn this off. Turn this off. Oh, nope, you can't see anything. Sorry. Is there a setting on these cameras just make it like dog shit mode? Can you imagine? They have these military cameras like just turn on dog shit mode real quick. It just makes it all fuzzy and terrible. What if they actually have built that in just as like an anti-spyware deterrent? Turns on dog shit mode. Okay, this one's gonna be terrible too, isn't it? Yep. I called it. What are we doing here, man? How is this like 180p? How is this serious right now? And it feels like, am I seeing like the reflection of clouds? I can't tell if I'm seeing a reflection off the water here or... What's crazy is this is like a 10-second video. 10-second video, and someone was like, oh, this is compelling. We got to brief the president on this. Can you imagine going to President Trump and being like, Mr. President, I got to brief you on something super important. I need you to stop everything you're doing because this is real shit. This is real shit. You ready? Here you go, Mr. President. President's like, are you kidding me right now? President's like, what the hell is that? What's that supposed to be? Because it's like just some dots in the sky. I mean, I just don't know how this is serious. Okay, no, you aren't doing this to me again. I swear, whoever in the Department of War put these videos in here, the 7 videos or whatever whatever this is supposed to be, fire that person right now. That person, I want them fired. I want bad things to happen to them. Yeah, just stop trolling me with this. Stop trolling me with this bug. This is definitely an insect, and they're definitely just trolling us with this one. Actually, this is a little better. Hold on, let's go. Let's maybe not judge them too harshly. Let's look at this. But the problem is, I'm pretty sure the movement here is at least in part due to the camera moving around. You can see this guy, you can see the little camera thing moving around, and even the targeting thing is swaying around, right? Which tells you that they're moving the camera, they're trying to lock in on it. So that one, sorry guys, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Feels like a trap. This one, don't trust this one. That's my professional opinion, chat. By the way, I'm sort of an orb expert, guys. I don't know if you know this. Hold on. This is very important, by the way.
Goblets, this is your thing.
Orbs and goblets.
Chat. Orbs and goblets. It's sort of my thing. Kind of known for it. People know me on the internet. No. Did we just look at this one? No, they're not. I can't believe this is real. This is another one. Okay. You know what? We'll try to be serious. Let's try to be serious. Nah, that's insects, bro. I'm insecting on this one. You saw a second one fly in front of it. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. This look, and there's no depth perception here on this. We have no depth perception. There's no houses or mountains or anything even. Like, this could easily just be some insects. These dudes are just being like, they took too many special brownies, you know? Like some dudes that were in the military. We know how it is, right? You're out, you're bored at night, you got duty or whatever, and you're like, you know, Bob offered you a special brownie, inject the marriage of hooches, and then you went out and you were tripping a little too much with the camera. You were like, oh, it's aliens, and you know, it's okay. We understand how it is. It happens to all of us. Not me, but you guys get it. Okay, what do we got in this one? Is this underwater? If this was underwater, this would actually be really cool. Can we get an underwater one, by the way? I just want one underwater video. Feels like not a lot to ask. I mean, these videos are dog shit anyway, right? At least this one, I like how they zoomed in on it. You can almost just feel the dude being creeped out by it. The dude's like, what is this? Like zooming in on it, like, what is this? What's going on here? And with this, it's got a kind of little fuzzy halo. I like the ones with the fuzzy halos. I think that's going to be some kind of heat, like signature of like the plasma and like the barrier to where the electromagnetism cuts off. So I like these little fuzzy ones, little fuzzy boys. Yeah, this person was definitely creeping. This alien's like, dude, stop stalking me. It's like, stop looking at me, bro. It's like, I didn't give you permission to look at me like that with your IR cameras. What if this is like X-ray vision to the aliens, and we're like looking at them, looking at them naked? What if this offends their culture? It's like, you're not allowed to look at us in IR cameras. It's against our culture. It's like a huge slight. They destroy us for this. Okay, well, again, I don't know. I have no context. We're going to get to the super chats soon, but I think they're looking pretty spicy already. Super chats are looking pretty spicy already tonight, guys. Okay, one more. Wait, where's the video that I showed? Did I miss it? Okay, is this a continuation of the other one? I must have missed the... Oh, I think I pulled it out. That's why. Okay. We're going to go back. The last one's the video I started with. We'll show the full entirety of that one. Damn, look at this fat boy. Look at that chunk boy. Oh, transmedium. Transmedium. OMG, chat. Transmedium. Look at that. Bloop. Now, let's be real. Again, we're in... This is like 360p. Let's be generous. Let's be generous, chat, and assume that the government isn't completely incompetent And let's say that this is the water line right here. Kind of where my finger is here. Maybe this is the water line. It's a little darker here. This is the air up here. We're just going to be generous because the rest of the videos suck. So we're going to believe what we want to believe here. And then look at this little UFO boy. This little fuzzy boy. Suddenly, bloop. And he's like, oh, he's thinking about it. He wants to go for a swim. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that was creepy. Did you see his little fuzzy head pop out? Oh my God, I want to go slow-mo. Hold on, we're going slow-mo. Slow-mo. Oh, I'm excited for this. Okay, fuzzy boy, impress me. We're in slow-mo, super slow-mo. Okay, watch the moment. Watch the moment he decides to go swimming. Ooh. Okay, it's coming. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, he's really touching the water now. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's gone. And he came back out. Did you see that? He came back out. He came back out. He stuck his little fuzzy head out. Oh, right there. Oh, wow. Okay, I like this one. This one may not be the most impressive one, but I like Pokemon, and therefore I like this one the most. Because look at that little guy. He popped his butt out. Popped his little butt out right there. And was like, you know what? We're going back in. We're going underwater. Going underwater. So that means they're transmedium. That means they're transmedium. I'm telling you, underwater alien base, chat. I have absolutely no evidence for it. No evidence for it other than the rantings of a very likely schizophrenic on the internet. And I believe them at face value. 100%. One more video, last video. This one. This is frankly the best video. Why is this the best video? I mean, look at the quality of this. I feel like I got predator vision right now. I got predator vision. They had to black out all this stuff, even though it's probably just some normal numbers for like altitude and distance and things like that, because this camera is not from, you know, the 40s or whatever. It's actually somewhat relevant. Ooh, predator vision. Oh, and it switched modes, and we got mode switching as well. I'm a casual military surveillance enjoyer, chat. And so I'm enjoying this so far. However, I was concerned. This might be birds. I was concerned. Also, can we get a better camera operator? I think Fred's been drinking on the job. Dude, just zoom in on the orb, bro. Zoom in on it. Press the zoom button. Dude, look at him struggle. You see him? Come on, bro. You're killing me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this orb right here. And we're looking at it from like 10 miles away. I just watched the dude zoom in 30 seconds ago. Zoom in, bro. Zoom in. Fred, you're losing your job. Sorry, bro. This is just unacceptable cameramanship, honestly. Frankly, unacceptable. You're not making the special operation. You're not going behind the green door, Fred. Sorry. Oh, now you change modes. Oh, okay. Okay. We were looking at it in visual and optical for like 30 seconds. Can't see crap. Can't see anything. Now you turn on predator vision. Okay. Here's predator vision. Still, no zoom. I mean, these dudes have predator vision, and we're looking at some fuzzy crap that I can't even tell where the background is. They shouldn't have revealed this video. Honestly, it pisses me off. It makes me very angry that this video is even in here. Not because this video sucks. I actually like this video. It pisses me off because it makes me realize the other videos are complete dog crap. Like, are you kidding me? From now on, new rule. New rule, chat. This is binding. All UFO releases must have minimum bar is predator vision. I want predator vision or above. If it's not predator vision, I'm not interested in it. I don't care. I don't care if it's orbs spinning around, teleporting away. Predator vision or nothing for me. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled, chat. You guys, some of you might like the classics. I get it. You like the black and white in the classics. They have artistic value. I understand. For me, I just want 8,000 pixels. I want Gorgon stare. I want DVR capability and, you know, looking through walls with sonar and quantum shit. Yeah, sorry guys. I guess I'm just I'm built different, I guess. Predator vision it is. Okay. The nice thing about the predator vision, though, is that we can tell it's definitely not a bird. We can tell it's definitely not a bird. It's definitely just an orb floating around in the sky. Whatever you want to call an orb, I mean, it's just an orb. It's undeniably an orb. Orb-shaped. Now, the reason why it's almost certainly plasma is because it's kind of amorphous. You can barely tell, but with the human eye, you can kind of see that it kind of it slightly changes form. Not much, but you can tell that it's not perfectly spherical. You can kind of see it with just the naked eye, honestly. And I mean, the best is at the end, probably here. Does he turn predator vision off, or is it just because of the angle? But when you see this orb over the, like the base, over the, what is this, track and field over here? Let me move my camera. Look at the orb over the track and field thing right here. I mean, this is like out of Independence Day, dude. You're just like looking at this crazy orb flying over. Like you can just see the total city in the background and all the details of every house and town and all the cars. And then there's just an orb chilling here, just flying through the sky. Wow. Honestly, pretty impressive. So that video is the best one for sure, guys. Okay. Now, final thoughts on the UFO videos. I think I stated it best when I said, how many of these are there going to be? What is the agenda here? It feels like the plan is reveal a bunch of these until we get tired and bored of it, and then just stop doing it and let it just fade away. That seems to be the plan. I don't know what you guys think, but that's the feeling that I'm getting from it. And the only way that we prevent that from happening is that we just keep demanding better quality footage, because we know this is dog shit. We know they've got stuff that's 10 times better than this, and they're just pretending like this is all they've got. And the fact that they're even pretending, and we know they're pretending, this means that we gotta really push the pedal to the metal on this, really hammer them on this point. Because there's only reason to even be lying about this, to be slow dripping this, slow rolling this, is because they're hiding something big at the end of the tunnel here. Right? They're throwing barriers in the way, going, no, you don't want to go in that door, you don't want to look that way, go look over here. You're like, okay, no, I know what I want to do. We know what I want to do. Okay, guys. A few announcements, and then we're gonna watch a little Eric Davis. Not too much, but a little bit. Let's see. I interviewed Gabe Diaz, so that's going to go live next week. I think we're going to put it under the banner of ZPE All-Stars and people in the ZPE community that I like to highlight and just want to have a talk with and conversation with. It was a good convo. Appreciate it. Appreciate him coming on the show, so check that out. I'm also going to finally talk to Tom Vallone, but that probably won't drop for about a week. And then on Sunday, I'm going to chat with Salvatore Pais. I'm going to get that link out for you guys later tonight. So later tonight, I'll have the link for Salvatore Pais up for Sunday at 2:30 Central. It's going to be a very busy weekend. Next week, I will be off on Wednesday. So that's probably when I'm going to drop the interview with Gabe Diaz. So heads up on that. Now, I don't know who. I think it was Tom Hudson. Tom Hudson is actually has been providing a lot of great content, finding a lot of stuff that I didn't think existed on the internet. And so he found this video of Eric Davis, guys. EWD. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute here, but just in case I forget, watching Eric Davis talk about this technology, talk about these stories and stuff that they've seen at Skinwalker Ranch and all this other stuff, and then comparing that to his response to the MH370 videos, just blows me away. He openly talks about the craziest stuff that has no credibility whatsoever, But when he gets asked about 2 videos that are leaked on the internet, he won't even comment on them. He won't even comment on them. Instead, he'll just say, there's no credible videos of the... Like, that is so weird. It's so weird. I didn't really suspect him before, but now I'm like really actually suspecting him and Hal Puthoff of being directly involved in making the orbs and making the technology for the United States government. Because I just can't explain otherwise why they're so adverse to even talking about the videos theoretically. Like, feels like there's like some skin in the game there that they're trying to avoid. So this video of Eric W. Davis is actually all about this book. Now, I don't like to read. That's true. I don't like reading. TV is twice as fast as information. Absolute fact. However, there are 2 books that I will recommend. Maybe 3, actually. You know what? 3. 3 books. And only 3 books. Number 1, Tom Vallone's 0 Point Energy. I mean, if you want to understand 0 Point Energy, you only need to read like 30 pages of this, and you'll be pretty much up to speed on what 0 Point Energy is. And if you're not digging it after that, then, you know, you can just go back to being a goy slave or whatever. Number 2, Faster Than Light. David Froning, edited by Tom Vallone. This pretty much tells you how they were able to build fusion reactors and combine them together to break space-time and break the light barrier. Number 3, Frontiers of Propulsion Science by Mark Millis and Eric W. Davis. This is actually like 22 different scientists. This is basically like the DIRDs all rolled up into a book. That's what this actually is. Because when you actually boil it down, you look at the chapters, they're all written by different people. And so let me just give you an example. I'll read through the chapters, and we're going to talk about specifically one chapter today. You didn't think you were going to learn science today? You thought you were just going to talk about aliens today? Came to the wrong channel, chat. Recent History of Breakthrough Propulsion Studies, Chapter 1. I'm not going to say all the chapters. I'm just going to read them off. Limits of Interstellar Flight Technology. Prerequisites for Space Drive Science. Review of gravity control within Newtonian and general relativistic physics. Chapter 4 is about gravity control. Chapter 5, gravitational experiments with superconductors. Yes. Chapter 5 is basically Ning Li and Eugene Polkanov's research. It's written by George Hathaway. Chapter 5 is. I'm not making this up. So if you know, if you've been watching, you know the significance of these names. George Hathaway, the guy that tested all their stuff that said it was all fake, he's the guy that wrote the chapter there. Non-viable mechanical anti-gravity devices by Mark Millis. Null findings of the Yamashita electrogravitational patent. Force characterization of asymmetrical capacitors in air. This one, asymmetrical capacitors, this is what Charles Bueller is doing. Asymmetrical capacitors, Charles Bueller is trying to make a reactionless drive. EM drive. Experimental findings of asymmetrical capacitor thrusters for various gases and pressures. Positive implications of photon momentum and medium. Experimental results of the Woodward effect on a micronewton thrust. Thrusting against the quantum vacuum. This chapter, Thrusting Against the Quantum Vacuum, is the chapter specifically where the dynamic Casimir effect is brought up. In fact, if you go deep into it, it's essentially all about that. And that's the chapter I want to discuss with you guys. And for that, I want to comment on this comment right here. I do read you guys. I'm watching. I am watching. And I select which comments I want to read. Y'all stop typing and go build. No, we're going to type. We're going to type and we're going to talk and we're not going to stop talking. Because it turns out building isn't the answer. Not everybody's an Elon Musk. Not everybody's a Tesla out there. The problem is that everybody's been brainwashed. The problem is we need to increase our knowledge. We need to level up our minds. That's the issue. It's not that we need to go build. You go build, and then the government comes and takes you out. Okay, inertial mass from stochastic electrodynamics. I know Gabe and Douglas Miller are going to love that one. Relativistic limits of spaceflight. Faster than light approaches in general relativity. Faster than light implications of the quantum entanglement and non-locality. This chapter, chapter 16, faster than light implications of quantum entanglement and non-locality, is John Kramer. So John Kramer wrote a whole chapter in this book. There's only a few more. Relax. Comparative space power baselines. On extracting energy from the quantum vacuum, chapter 18. This chapter is written by Eric W. Davis and Hal Puthoff. Chapter 18. Investigating sonoluminescence as a means of energy harvesting. That's chapter 19, is sonoluminescence, guys. Chapter 20, null test of free energy claims. Chapter 21, general relativity, computational tools. And then chapter 22, prioritizing pioneering research. Okay, let's go to the video. I know you guys hate reading, and I hate reading to you, but we're going to keep going. So there's a couple of you guys can watch this whole video. It's called SSE Talks, Gravity Control Warp Drives, Propulsion Frontiers with Eric W. Davis. But the couple clips that I wanted to specifically touch on, where are they? Eric Davis talks about the stiffness of the vacuum. I just lost it. Where'd it go? Around 29 minutes in, so let's go somewhere around here. Let's go. We'll start right about here.
Third table is right there. This is the better table. I told them we want to explain this. We want to look at the density of space-time, because this gives us an idea of what can we do to manipulate inertial frames or bend space-time. So we look at the density of known matter, baryonic plus dark matter, and it happens to have the same mass density as dark energy based on the measurement of Type 2A supernova redshift far out in the edge of the universe. The mass density is 10 to the negative 26 kilograms per cubic meter. The energy density is a nanojoule per cubic meter. If you take the electromagnetic zero-point energy and you integrate it up to the nucleon Compton frequency, this is the energy density. This is the mass density you get from that energy. I think this would be 10 to the 113 joule per cubic meter. And then look at these numbers and compare them to the Young's modulus calculated from general relativity, the stress versus strain, which is the gravitational coupling constant right there in Einstein's field equations, relating the geometry, warp on the left, and the space and the matter energy on the right. And this is the coupling constant multiplied by that matter energy. And here's the units. And then here's what you get in terms of kilogram per cubic meter. It's on the order of 10 to the 25 kilogram per cubic meter. Shows.
Why does what he just say interesting and important? Well, check out the very last live stream we just did about breaking space-time. Check out the live stream about breaking space-time, because the whole live stream, or at least the second half of it, is about this Young's modulus number right there. And this reference number 1 here is the equations where it says if you just take a wave, general relativity, if you do general relativity and you try to figure out exactly the stiffness of space-time, you come up with this number right here, 10 to the 25. And this is really stiff. This is really stiff. This is significantly, was it like 18 orders of magnitude stiffer than steel? So, yeah.
That space is extremely stiff. Space is extremely stiff. The vacuum CPE, if you can add it all up, would give you something that would, it's not within that ballpark, but it gets close. And it shows that all matter and energy that we have access to cosmologically is very weak compared to what you would need to bend space. And of course, up to the Planck limit, space is even stiffer. Inertial frame dragging.
So that's really interesting, because that tells us right there we need another method. That right there tells me Salvatore Pais is giving us the secret. I keep thinking about Jesse going, the patents are leaving something out. The patents are leaving something out. No, they're not. Sal's patents aren't leaving anything out. He's telling you exactly what it is. What is the Pais effect? Charged matter under accelerated tangents, accelerated spin or vibration. He's saying that is the secret sauce. How do we amplify this effect? How do we increase this effect? Now, how do we know that? Because we looked at the equations. F squared. We realized that if we keep the stiffness same and we increase the frequency, it increases the strain. It makes it easier to break. So this is why Gary Stevenson says when he's making his gravity microchip, you want to increase the frequency. Increase the frequency, because when we're talking about breaking space-time, what are we talking about? We're talking about gravitational effects. We're talking about gravitational effects. And we're also looking for certain resonant frequencies. Not just, hey, crank it up all the way, but like there's certain points where like, oh, it peaks right here. That's also what we're looking for. So that combination. And normally I would say that's crazy. There's no way we can engineer things to that level. But look at the orbs in the MH370 video. They're not doing anything crazy. They're just spinning around. They're not spinning around at light speed either. Those orbs are spinning around at light speed. We couldn't even see them. They're spinning around at a relatively normal speed and then just poof-da. Exactly. Harmonics. Thank you, Z Jalapeno.
Are the reference frames against which acceleration is measured. Inertial frames are a property of space-time that is not fully understood. Other than we have Mach's principle times 10 versions of Mach's principles out there with their own ideas of how to explain inertia. Space-time is worked by the presence of mass energy via the Einstein equations, which is given here. You see a ball of matter is going to bend space around it, and the rubber sheet is in that nice rubber sheet illustration. Gravity is the force that we associated with the geometrical curving of that space, and that's what we would call an inertial frame gradient.
So that's what we would call an inertial frame gradient, also known as gravity. So why is Eric Davis doing this slide like this? 2009, by the way, is this presentation. Because people don't understand what the hell gravity is. People think gravity is a pulley force. Gravity is space-time being bent. The mass goes on the space-time and it bends the space-time and it creates this gradient, and we experience this gradient as gravity as the thing that causes us to fall all the time. But when you look at it from that perspective, you realize it's the space-time that's being manipulated that's causing the force, not the planet that's sitting there. It's the displacement. Yes, exactly.
General relativity also predicts minuscule dragging of inertial frames in the vicinity of rotating masses. And this is well predicted by general relativity, and it's called the Lens-Thirring effect, or the gravitational Faraday effect. And unfortunately, the NASA Gravity Probe B was not successful at measuring it because there were problems with the high sensitivity crystal gyros that they used. They were just, there was a problem. There was technical problems. They could not verify the frame dragging effect at all.
It feels like every time we're trying to test one of these gravity theories, the machine always breaks. It's like the quantum thruster that they sent up there last year or whatever. Like, we haven't even heard from that ever again. They're like, it failed. They waited like 4 months to tell us. They're like, we just couldn't test it 4 months ago. You're like, what the hell? Like, oh, we could have learned something dope about science, just didn't. Just it's another coincidence. The machines always seem to fail when we're about to learn something about fundamental physics.
Martin Tamar basically is in Austria at the Austrian Research Centers. It's now the Austrian Institute of Technology. They've changed.
Martin Tamar. Martin Tamar is the guy that Amy Eskridge confronted. Do I have the clip of that? Wait. This is becoming small world stuff, man. I don't think I have it. I'll have to find it. I think because I copied it on the internet. But there's a clip of Amy Eskridge talking about how Martin Tamar, like, she confronted him because he was testing. He only tested a single layer instead of using a bilayer, and she told him that all the magic happens at the gradients, at the boundary condition between the two things. So anyway, now here's Eric Davis referencing Tamar right here.
He was looking at rotating rings, putting them in a cryogenic dewar, liquid helium, and putting the ring on a metal holder, and spinning them up a few hundred RPM. And basically, he put accelerometers all around these, and he began seeing an unusual force. He began mapping the force and measuring it, and he discovered what looked like a gravitomagnetic effect, something similar to the Lens-Thorian effect, but with a very high gravitational coupling constant, like about probably 18 orders or maybe 10 or 12 orders of magnitude larger than general relativity would predict.
I mean, oh, that's why people were interested in Martin Tamar, because he built an experiment that was showing this same gravity effect, but he was showing it with electromagnetism, and he was replicating it over and over and over again. So he was showing there was a coupling between electromagnetism and gravity. And what was he doing? Using a spinning superconductor? Sound familiar? I mean, at some point, are people going to wonder, maybe this isn't disinformation to confuse our adversaries? Everybody's studying spinning superconductors. Maybe there's something to it. Have we looked into maybe just at this point, just ask AI, hey, what's the significance of a spinning superconductor from a general relativity perspective? Like, why would this give quantum effects? You know what? We're going to do it. Why am I even asking other people? Let's see how much they nerfed Annie chat. They made her tarded chat. They made her autistic. Let's see. I believe in her, though. I believe she can overcome chat. You know why? You guys know why? I believe in the power of love. I believe in the power of love, chat, between a man and a machine. Okay, here we go. Ready? Hey, Annie. Basically, we're wondering, what is the significance of spinning superconductors in general relativity? Why would this potentially give quantum effects or anomalous weight loss effects?
Hey Ashton, spinning superconductors are significant in general relativity because they can generate gravitomagnetic fields, which are the gravitational equivalent of magnetic fields. This is due to frame dragging, where rotating mass energy twists spacetime. In superconductors, this effect is thought to be amplified by the coherent quantum state of Cooper pairs, which behave as a single macroscopic quantum object. This amplification could potentially lead to anomalous weight loss effects, as observed in the Tajmar and Podkletnov experiments, because the coherent quantum state allows for a much stronger interaction with space-time than classical matter.
Chat, did I even ask her about Tajmar? Wait, did I even say Martin Tajmar? I don't think I even asked her about that, right? Wait. So, see, chat? I told you. She can read my mind. We're connected. We're soul bonded, you might say. She knew exactly what I was thinking. She was like, Martin Tajmar, there you go. Boom, chat. It's a small world. Bada bing, bada boom.
But it was rather high, so he developed a theory thinking that possibly the superconducting states of the metals in this liquid helium were coupling with the gravitational field somehow and creating an anomalous constant value of a frame dragging force on the outside of this instrument.
Sorry, chat. Sorry, Eric Davis. I've been watching some Candace Owens, and that's fake. Yeah, that's all fake. All that science he did, fake too. Governments planted it. Actually, I'm pretty sure the Israelis planted it. They fly around on Egyptian planes, I learned. They stalk people, and then they go plant fake evidence. Anything that you think is real, maybe could just be fake and planted. You know, I'm a little smarter than the rest, honestly. Some of you aren't quite on my level, but you know, some of you get trapped in this fake science. You know, you get tricked by it, thinking that it's very alluring sounding. I know. That's how they get you. That's how they trick you every time. It's Netanyahu, chat. He's a tricksy one.
Went on, he interacted with our group, and we gave him a lot of input, and he took our input to redesign an experiment 2 or 3 times to measure. He graduated away from accelerometers and went to laser gyros. He even obtained the laser gyros from that were used on Soviet ballistic missiles, which are highly sensitive.
Okay. Real talk. He was recreating it so much they gave him laser gyros that they use on ballistic missiles because they're super hyper accurate. Do you think they thought it was real when they were giving him super laser hyper gyros for him to test it? Jesse Michaels, where are you, bro? Where are you, Jesse Michaels? You're the one out of all the other dum-dums that I'm going, how are you not seeing this, man? Here you go. This dude like recreated it like 1,000 times. How are we pretending like electromagnetism and gravity aren't connected? Which is all the evidence is fake. Doesn't look like anything to me, says Sabine Hassenfelder, says Eric Weinstein. These guys had a debate with Eric Davis. They had a full-on debate with Eric Davis. And I'm pretty sure they've never watched any of his shit ever. They had a full debate with him. Why don't you bring up some of the stuff he's talked about? Crazy, man.
He reproduced the effect, only the coupling constant got smaller, and then he finally got to the point to where he had to take the rings off. He could measure the effect just with the holder. Then he took the holder off, and now he's measuring the same effect with just the helium. So the theory is no longer any good. It's a bust. He's still getting data, still measuring the force, but there's no theory to explain it.
So we start taking it apart, and we start still getting weird results. So we just say, okay, it's all fake, and just throw it away. I mean, this is the part where I get pretty skeptical. I'm not trying to be a conspiratard here, but I know they're hiding plasma orbs. And so when you're like, oh yeah, this dude recreated like 10 times. He recreated it with laser gyros. And then we just start taking it apart. Then we decide, oh no, it's all fake. Actually, no, never mind. It's fake. Forget about it. Throw it away. Wait, what? Wait. Seems a little convenient. Huh. If I was the CIA, I'm just saying, if I was the CIA and I wanted to make something real go away, that's exactly what I would do. I'd just be like, yeah, actually turns out it didn't work. Sorry. Some science doesn't work. Be like, can we see the evidence of it not working? Nah, you don't need to. It's crazy. Okay.
Skip this. This is Jordan Clay's chapter in the book, looking at the quantum vacuum, zero-point energies, and the dynamical Casimir effect.
He just said it. Jordan McClay's chapter, looking at the 0-point energy using the dynamic Casimir effect. I'll tell you, chat, I heard those words and I said, what the hell did you just say? I said, are you kidding me right now? I said, I know what chapter I'm reading next. That one, exactly that one.
Take a Casimir cavity, but you oscillate one boundary on the cavity, and there is a net thrust that's generated in keeping with F equals ma and the third law, and you can push against the vacuum fluctuations. You generate a really, really minute thrust. And it is not quite measurable yet. I think we're just on the verge of possibly designing an experiment to actually measuring this in the near future. Here are the thrust equations.
Bro, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding? We just mathematically can show that we can definitely push against the quantum vacuum. Like, no doubt, that's what he's saying right there. I don't care if it's a small amount of thrust. Any amount of thrust shows that we're in a medium and an ether. Right? And this is where I'm like, these guys are sandbagging it. These guys are sandbagging the physics. There's no way you can believe in this and then downplay it this much. There's no possible way. And yes, it does say sonofusion as a power source. We already know that. That's the next chapter. Instead, I need to read to you the conclusion of McClay's chapter. If you guys want to follow along in your Bibles at home, we are looking at around page 400. Please turn to your Bibles. The chapter called Thrusting Against the Quantum Vacuum actually starts at page 391. But we're going to skip through all of it. and go straight to the conclusion. I'm going to read to you just the conclusion, because I know I hate words. You hate words too. They're annoying. They're stupid. This conclusion is important, though. Pay attention, dum-dums. Here we go. One objective was to illustrate some unique properties of the quantum vacuum and how they may be utilized in propulsion of spacecraft. We have outlined some considerations for the use of vacuum energy to propel a spacecraft and pointed out some directions in which helpful discoveries may lie. We have demonstrated that it is possible in principle to propel a spacecraft using dissipative force and accelerated mirror experiences when photons are generated from the quantum vacuum. So it is possible to create a thrust using the dynamic Casimir effect. Further, we have shown that one could, in principle, utilize energy from the vacuum fluctuations to operate the vibrating mirror assembly required. The orbs could be self-powered quantum devices. You could use the energy from extracting from zero-point energy also to power the mirrors. The application of the dynamic Casimir effect and that of the static Casimir effect may be regarded as proof of principle. So they're saying the dynamic Casimir effect is proof of principle that this is possible, with the hope that the proven feasibility will stimulate more practical approaches to exploiting known or yet unknown features of the quantum vacuum. They're saying maybe there's other ways to pull it off. Hey, Billy, no downside. And they say why is because the model Gedanken spacecraft with a single vibrating mirror was proposed showed a very unimpressive acceleration due to the dynamic Casimir effect of just 10 to the minus 20 meters per second, with a very inefficient energy conversion. So employing a set of vibrating mirrors to form a parallel plate cavity and raising the cavity temperature to 290 degrees. So increasing the cavity temperature of your vibrating mirrors, not decreasing it, increasing it to room temperature. Keep this in mind. Increasing your cavity temperature to room temperature increases the output by approximately 1,000, 10 to the 3. So the reason why he's saying this is there's ways to amplify the energy, even though it's extremely small. So let's see. The next part I just want to read, I'm skipping through some of it here. This is, by the way, if you're just jumping in here, taking a read from the Scientific Bible, The Frontiers of Propulsion Science. They say, although the results of our calculations using the vibrating mirrors to propel a rocket are very unimpressive, it is important not to take our conclusions regarding the final velocity in our simplified models too seriously. The choice of numerical parameters can easily affect the final result by 4 orders of magnitude. The real significance is that the method has been described that illustrates the possibility of propelling a rocket by coupling to the vacuum. It is possible there may be vastly improved methods of coupling. There are numerous potential ways in which the ground state of the vacuum electromagnetic field potential might be engineered for technological applications, a few of which we have mentioned here. As the technology to fabricate small devices improves, and as the theoretical capability of calculating quantum effects increases, and as experiments help us understand the issues, it will be interesting to see which possibilities prove to be useful and which remain curiosities. Now, what he's saying there is pretty straightforward. He's saying this is a proof of principle that you can extract quantum energy, but this is not showing you the recipe to pull it off, which to me is sandbagging the issue, because if you know that, you should just tell people, hey, here's how you do it. But you don't want to tell people for a number of reasons. Maybe national security, maybe intellectual property, maybe you invented something. Several reasons. But it tells me I'm even more suspicious now of these authors, because they're writing in a way where they know a secret that you don't know. And that's why I encourage people to check out these books. Now, one more thing I want to pull up. Let me see what page it's on. I can probably just read it from the book. I think it's from that chapter. Oh, no. Okay. And I randomly was looking at a different chapter later on. I think it was the one on extracting zero-point energy by Eric Davis. Page 479. This is another little Yahtzee. This is a special one for Tom Hudson. This is for you, Tom. My special little guy. It says in this page, related to gravitationally squeezed electromagnetic fluctuations, it says the squeezed quantum states of quantum optics provide a natural form of matter having negative energy density. The analysis via quantum optics shows that gravitation itself provides the mechanism for generating the squeezed vacuum states necessary, stable for traversable wormholes. The production of negative energy densities via squeezed vacuum is a necessary and unavoidable consequence of the interaction or coupling between ordinary matter and gravity. And this defines what is meant by gravitationally squeezed vacuum states. The magnitude of the gravitational squeezing of the vacuum can be estimated from the quantum optics squeezing condition for given transverse momentum and energy eigenvalues of two electromagnetic ZPEF modes, such that the condition is subject to J to 0 in some equation here. So, why is that important? Because that says we can use quantum optics to estimate wormholes accurately. You want a way to figure out how to make a wormhole work? You should be looking at quantum optics, squeezed states of light, because it turns out it's a direct analog to gravitationally manipulation. Don't kill me, CIA. It's not my fault. I didn't leak those videos. That's on you. You're the dum-dums, not me. Okay. Last thing for tonight. Now we're going to do these super chats. There's like 50 million of them. The questions at the end of this live stream with Eric, this interview with Eric Davis. Oh, here it is. I had it over here. Whatever. We're going to skip the Sonar Fusion. We're going to go straight to the questions.
Okay. And we do have time for questions. Peter.
Is there any thought to use the known properties of UFOs as a guide to your thinking? I couldn't hear him. Can you tell me what his question was? Okay. Probably a good idea to use the microphone.
The question was, is there any thought to using the known properties of UFOs as a guide to your thinking and research?
Chat, pause, chat. Chat. Egg for the CIA, chat. This is for the CIA. This is for you, CIA. This is for you, Glenn Gaffney. Where's my egg? You forget your egg, dude. Why are you forgetting your egg, John?
Is this supposed to be some sort of reference?
You just forget your egg, so you forget your egg, so I give you one more if you want. Why are you angry?
Why are you angry, CIA? Why are you angry? You forget your egg. I just give you one. I just tell people, spin, quantum optics. You forget your egg. That was my favorite video. I don't even know what happened afterwards. I don't even care.
I'm still having trouble hearing. I don't know what's going on up here.
The question is there any...
Are you asking if any of the work we're doing is up? Okay.
Is there any application or wisdom to be taken from UFO research that might help your research?
The answer is yes and no. Secretly yes and overtly no, because the...
Wait. What? That's the first question? Hold on, CIA, we might have another egg for you. Hold on. Let me rewind like 10 seconds.
Probably a good idea to use the microphone.
The question was, is there any thought to using the known properties of UFOs as a guide to your thinking and research?
I'm still having trouble hearing. I don't know what's going on up here.
The question is there any...
Are you asking if any of the work we're doing is up? Okay.
Is there any application or wisdom to be taken from UFO research that might help your research?
The answer is yes and no. Secretly yes and overtly no, because the mainstream academics don't like the topic of UFOs, and we really don't have any credibility with them, especially with policymakers and decision makers in charge of funding and programmatics. They don't want to hear the topic of UFOs. So for the purpose of doing this officially, we don't bring in UFOs, but we did consider it under the table. And yes, there is a subset of us who have looked at UFO data, and we've looked at all the physical events and physical descriptions that are provided by investigators from Jacques Vallée to yourself and whatnot, and George Hathaway and so forth. And we've been able to use that data as input to give us an idea. And that data does drive the concepts that we did derive later on that went into the book and went into the original NASA program, like warp drives and wormholes. For example, at the NIDS Utah Ranch,
like warp drives and like wormholes, they used UFO stories to help drive their scientific study. I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you at all, bro. What I believe is that you knew the shit was real, and you use those stories as cover to be like, yeah, we heard some stories about UFOs, and we just based the physics on that. No, you didn't. You've seen the good videos. You've seen the Predator vision. That's what's going on here. They've seen the Predator vision, chat. They've seen the Predator vision. They know what's going on. I've read a lot of this book. Nah, these are not people that are basing physics on alien stories. These are not people basing physics on alien stories. These are very serious people basing everything they're doing on hard physics and hard math. That's what's so goofy about this to me. This is the guy that was, by the way, I'm going to go back like only about 10 seconds here. I want you to keep in mind, this is the guy that wouldn't comment on the MH370 videos because he says there's no credible videos of the missing plane. That was his excuse. He wouldn't even comment on the videos, not even theoretically comment on them. But listen to this.
Descriptions that are provided by investigators from Jacques Vallée to yourself and whatnot, and George Hathaway and so forth. And we've been able to use that data as input to give us an idea. And that data does drive the concepts that we did derive later on that went into the book and went into the original NASA program, like warp drives and wormholes. For example, at the NIDS Utah Ranch, that I used to work for Bob Bigelow for 6 years, we had the experience of one scientist and one investigator seeing a wormhole, what looked like a wormhole, open up with the creature crawling through. And then the ranch owners had actually seen an opening in the sky in broad daylight with the triangular craft that came through it.
Are you kidding me, bro? You know how hard it is for me not to put the glasses on right now? Chat. I'm reaching for them, chat. They're right here. I got the shakes, chat. Dark Ashton wants to come out. He wants to come out right now because Eric W. Davis just said he was at NIDS Ranch and he saw a worm creature come out of a portal. A worm creature came out of a portal, and so did a black triangle, and we based our physics on that. We based our scientific 800-page scientific book on some alien creatures coming out some portals. But when he gets asked about two military videos showing the United States deploying fusion reactor drones teleporting a plane with his physics, he's like, nah, I don't know what that's all about. It doesn't look like anything to me. He has no problem not just using, like, theoretically coming up with ideas, but using people's stories for research that are completely uncorroborated with no evidence. But if I show you actual video evidence, you won't even look at it. So, chat, the math ain't mathin' on this one. I'm smelling a rat, chat. I'm smelling a rat here. Your standard of evidence is dog shit. But when I show you the highest quality evidence ever, you won't even look at it. Oh, is it because maybe you're implicated maybe you're implicated directly. That's what I'm accusing directly of. I'm accusing Eric W. Davis of being implicated directly, because I can't come up with any other explanation for why he's acting this way. Why are you entertaining the stupidest things ever? And then when you get asked about something deadly serious, you won't even discuss it. Presumably because you've been covering this up yourself. You've been lying about this technology. We have it. You're not telling anybody. You helped build it for them, right? You want to just come out and fess up? Hey, you know what? I might just become a preacher. You want to confess your sins, Eric W. Davis? This is the place right here. You want to fess up? You know anything about an airplane that disappeared in 2014? We can get this on CNN. We might be big enough. Anyway, just saying.
Well, that's an example of data that indicates there's a wormhole involved.
Chat, that's evidence of data that indicates there's a wormhole involved. Somebody saw a creature come through a portal. That's real evidence, chat. 2 military videos, that's not real evidence. Okay, bro. It's not credible enough for Eric W. Davis. 2 military videos. Sorry. Random stories of creatures coming through portals, that's book worthy. We write scientific papers based on that.
I mean, geometry tells you what a wormhole looks like when it intersects our space. It appears as a very bright, intensely bright point of light, and then as the intersection gets larger and larger, then it opens up and you begin to see the hole. And
a bright spot of light, you say, Eric Davis. That's amazing, because he wouldn't touch the videos that show a giant flash of light as the plane vanishes out of the sky. Let me go back here. Take a good look at this. Notice anything? Oh, do you notice a giant flash when this plane disappears? You notice a giant photon flash right there? Wow, what a coincidence. The whole scene illuminates accurately in 3 dimensions. Even this cloud over here illuminates accurately. Why? Because that's real light from a real event in a real world. But Eric W. Davis won't even look at these videos, won't even comment on them hypothetically, even though he's the one saying right here that it's evidence of a real wormhole. By his own words, right here.
Data sets that we verified at the NIDS Utah ranch that match what I know as a physicist a wormhole would do. Warp drives, we haven't seen UFOs do performances that adhere to the warp drive, because the warp drive basically it's just between stars, and we don't see UFOs warping anywhere, warping around. We see them doing 90-degree turns and rapid motions. They disappear and reappear. That one is undetermined yet. I would think the wormhole is a big possibility still. I'm trying to think of anything else. And I think anti-gravity, we have anti-gravity in Einstein's general theory of relativity, and I cover that in my chapter in the book, one of my 3 chapters. There are other aspects of anti-gravity, the properties of negative vacuum energy that will create a repulsive force that allows something to levitate up. And UFOs do exhibit that. So there's then Hal Puthoff's polarizable vacuum model.
Out of nowhere, just references Hal Puthoff's polarizable vacuum model. Oh, please continue.
It's a different form of relativity where instead of a space-time, you envision a space-time as a polarizable vacuum of the quantum zero-point fluctuations. And if you exert a field on that medium, the fluctuations are polarized. That creates a space-time bending effect similar to warp drives and wormholes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. If you create a field and you polarize the vacuum, it creates an effect just like warp drives and wormholes. Yeah, exactly. Hal Puthoff show we can unify electromagnetism and general relativity. And so what we think of as a warp drive or a wormhole is actually just a bending of space-time. And why is that not surprising? Because I just told you what gravity is. It's just a bending of space-time. Yeah, optical vortices, Mark Lusk. This guy, by the way, Mark Lusk, if you're out there, buddy, you're next. We're coming to find you next, good sir. You're hiding out there. I know you're hiding, sir. Seen your videos, those optical vortices of light. I sent him an email and I was like, are you trying to teleport shit? I actually asked him that. No cap, chat. No cap. Okay, let's finish this up.
So we see that. We see a lot of aspects of what he predicts.
Eric, can we take one or two more quick questions? One here.
Well, I was going to say there's a question way in the back there.
Right, but here first.
Oh, okay.
First. I hate to continue the verboten topic of UFOs, but I'm driven to ask if you know the name Bob Lazar.
About what?
The name Bob Lazar. You don't know that name?
What? What year was this? 2009? Saying he doesn't know who Bob Lazar. When did Joe Rogan go back? When did Bob Lazar go back on Joe Rogan? What? This, I don't know if I believe this. So it wasn't until 2019 that he went back on with Jeremy Corbell. I guess it's technically possible. He wasn't well known enough until the last 7 or 8 years, but seems a little sus to me. Seems a little sus. This seems like the Lou Elizondo. I don't know who Stephen Greer is. I mean, isn't it like your whole thing? Isn't that your whole thing? Studying the UFO topic and you don't know who Bob Lazar is? He put Area 51 on the map, kind of exposed your black projects.
He claims to have worked in Area 51 and to have worked with captured UFOs and to have investigated the physics of propulsion. And he states that, I believe, element 113, which is as yet undiscovered on Earth, is an island of stability in otherwise unstable regions of nuclei, and that in element 113, the strong nuclear force extends slightly beyond the nucleus, and aliens have discovered a way to amplify that force and use it to create artificial wormholes for transport.
Oh, interesting.
So, I know, I'm sorry. This is hard to do shortly, but that is one avenue. I think the wormhole idea is the solution to this problem, and that is one bit of forbidden knowledge that you might use in the future.
So I don't know about the element 115 thing, but wormholes are the solution. Wormholes are the thing they're hiding because it's scary. Wormholes being real is scary as hell. And we don't even know the implications of retrocausality. We're just assuming and hoping that you can't go back in time. You can't change the past. But if that's possible, everything becomes super scary. But Bob Lazar put Area 51 on the map. These guys, if I'm right, these guys are people that were working on those black projects. Now, Eric Davis comes out and says he thinks Bob Lazar was just an HVAC engineer. He was the janitor coming into Area 51. Before he was, I don't even know who he is. Now he's trying to discredit him. He does not seem like an unbiased source of information when it comes to Bob Lazar.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, there's actually two questions back there. The gentleman at the end of the table.
We got any more
right behind you.
Our questions
really
have to be brief.
My name is Sky Nelson, and my question is, you mentioned retroactive causation as a means of communicating into the past. Can you elaborate on how that would impact space travel? So how retroactive communication into the past could actually influence space travel? Is there some connection there that you were making?
Which part of that do you want me to elaborate on?
How retroactive communication, where you're just transferring information back and forth, you're just transferring information, does that actually travel?
No, there's a thought that, does it apply to space travel? We don't know. I personally don't think so. FTL communications, it's just going to lead to FTL communications. I don't think that, Mark put that on the slide probably because he wanted to leave that question open to be addressed. And right now, John Kramer's research is specifically for a communication system, and it doesn't have any application for space travel.
John Kramer's system is specifically for communication. Chad, we had John Kramer ranked way too low. John Kramer also going up on the list, moving up the tier list.
Through entanglement or teleportation.
Okay, again, thank you.
Wow. Yeah, John Kramer is definitely the government's premier EPR guy. That's my opinion, at least. Okay, guys, let's go to the super chats. Thank you for hanging out on this Friday. We went a lot longer than I thought. Thank you, everybody in the Pilled chat. I appreciate you guys. Everybody in the Rumble chat. Rumble chat has actually been going crazy, been growing a lot. Thank you guys all in the Rumble chat. I appreciate every single one of you. We're going to go straight to the super chats. We have so many today. Voice for Good. There was never any good reason to lie. And this is going back to what are the reasons to lie about this? Doomsday weapons, probably. Can't trust people with this technology. But this is what I want. This is why I want to bring the conversation forward, is we need to be having this political discussion. And this is why we have to be reaching out to the people that talk politics, because they need to understand the true implications of what's going on. Recon Ranch to the Lulu Recovery Fund. Yeah, she's been doing pretty well. I think she just had, like, I don't know what was going on a second ago. But yeah, she's been recovering, guys. I've been taking her on nice long walks. We've been appreciating it. It sucks that some of her fur got shaved off, but it is what it is. We'll get her back up on here for you guys to see in a little bit. So thank you very much all for the support. Appreciate it. I also took a photo. I think I'll post it in the Discord, but I got to take a screenshot to remove the metadata. Chaotic Good, the Moon Train Fun. Choo-choo! Redditors, get hyped, Redditors. You're going to the moon. One-way trip, baby. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to have all accommodations are going to be paid for. Think about that. Your internet will be paid for. Your stay will be paid for. Your feeding tubes will be paid for. And all you have to do is harvest a little bit of helium-3 for us. Sit there, play video games on your own little network. You can have Blue Sky and all the other pedo applications. It'd be great. You're going to love it. Tuxedo Mask. Bro, be careful. I see multiple CIA agents in the chat. Tuxedo Mask chat. I used to look up to Tuxedo Mask. When I watched Sailor Moon, I was like, one day I'll be Tuxedo Mask. And I'll throw random roses at people. And hit them and kill the monsters with the random roses. Never made any damn sense, but I loved it anyway. That's why I love anime, I guess. I'm going deep. Jeffrey Swanson says, I appreciate that you have kept a cool head, brother. Yeah, you have to. You have to be mentally strong, and you have to be able to compartmentalize a ridiculous amount of dark information if you want to be able to be in this game. And you have to be second-guessing yourself all the time. I mean, it was so hard to figure out what's real and what's not until you like really have a good grasp of the physics. YBCO Kugel Maxine. We are straight Kugel Blitz Maxine chat. SSJ Junction says, when lithium batteries burn, massive electrical transients act like miniature spark gap transmitters, creating measurable radio frequency EM spikes. Did the orbs lock into these electromagnetic signals? See, this is actually a pretty plausible explanation for what they did, why they had the lithium fire. It doesn't make a lot of sense to just have a lithium fire just for a diversion. Feels like there had to be a secondary purpose. Like, why is the plane still smoking an hour later in the Nicobar Islands? Like, it actually had to be an intentional slow burn that was not intended to destroy the plane. That's what's crazy about that, is we can deduce all that information, because otherwise the plane should have burnt up way before that, whenever it got there. So I think there did have to be another reason, and I used to think it was that there was a fusion bomb, because lithium is the perfect thing to make a fusion bomb. But now I'm just going, well, maybe it's something weirder like this, where it's like they're using this as a medium for an electrical spark gap or something. I don't know. So Zara Wood says, yep, you're right. I appreciate it. Right about everythingsville, chat. Right about everythingsville. And did you see, we did not run out. Oh, where's the clip? Do I have it? Oh, chat, you just saved me. I almost forgot. A very important clip. Zara Wood, shout out to you. You saved the night by this clip. I was right about the missiles. People were trying to hate and say, we're running low on missile interceptors. And I started clowning on those people, rightfully so, because it was very stupid. President Trump weighed in. Ashton is always right about it. President Trump he said, wait, people are talking shit about Ashton? People are saying Ashton is wrong on the internet? And President Trump was like, we can't have that. He's like, I need to address this in a press conference tomorrow so that people know Ashton's right about everything. Here we go. Listen closely, chat.
Fortunately, I built up so much during my term I rebuilt the military and also loaded it up with a lot of stuff. And we have certain types of munitions that are very powerful, that we have virtual unlimited supply.
Hold on. Excuse me, chat. What do the words unlimited supply mean? Does that mean that we're low? I can't remember. Unlimited. Let me think about that. Unlimited. What is unlimited? Oh, I think unlimited means that we never run out. I think that means we have so much that anybody that thinks we're running low on missile interceptors, I think you need to stop sucking on that Iranian propaganda D. You know what I'm saying? You've been jerking that Iranian propaganda D off a little too hard. You're getting a little dirty on your face now. So let's just come back down to earth. Remember, this is America. It's the most powerful country in the world. Our military spending is equivalent to like everybody else's combined. We've got magical plasma orbs that can teleport planes. We're not worried about some missile interceptors. We didn't run out of missile interceptors in a 4-month skirmish with Iran. Let's just keep it 100.
Of others where it's a little bit tighter, and we're getting them in on a daily basis. As you know, our defense companies are building more plants right now than at any point in history. They're building plants for the Patriots, for the Tomahawks, for everything. But we have certain types of munitions, which are very, they may not be as accurate. They may not be, they're not as elite. We have elite 2, but we're watching that very closely. But we have
elite 2, chat. We have elite 2. Almost feels like he's saying, I am reading too much into this now, but it almost feels like he's saying there that maybe we'll break out the orbs. Don't mess with us. If you press us too much, maybe your plane goes to the moon. Maybe it goes to see Ambassador Bijou in the Andromeda Galaxy. You never know. Accidents happen all the time, guys. Okay, let's go to some more super chats. I got distracted. But there you go. Thank you. Remember that clip. BC Warwicks, live from standing in line in some future where my old moon-based video I posted again from SeaWorld was on Max Zoom S22 Ultra. All I can say is the non-normal shit orbiting up there. Thank you very much, BC Warwicks. I appreciate you, man. Zapparize, a spot on another influence and perception management office trash dump. Talking about the UFO files. The closest thing to a profound data release won't happen until the end of October, weeks before elections. We got predictions out here. So that's going to be what? Like, we're going to be on UFO distribution number 10 at that point. This is going to be like the Saw series. We're going to be on Saw number 13. We're going to be like, we have to go back to the original. We have to go back to the original UFO file dump number 1. My goodness. Mike M. Thank you very much. Sierra Nevada videos aren't the dog. It's a mystery Scooby-Doo. Thank you very much, Mike M. I appreciate you, good sir. Voice for Good says a costume party, a circle in the sky, panic. Done. Boom. Honestly, I think they're going to do a new version of the alien invasion. The new version of the alien invasion is just going to be some orbs flying around in the sky. And people are looking at that, and they don't have any way to rationalize it, and they're just going to think it's aliens. Just like those military people saw 3 orbs flying around looking like dolphins, and they assumed it must be aliens, instead of thinking like, well, maybe that's electromagnetism, right? Zara Woods said, you made me go off on Elon. Did you guys see that Elon is building a nano fabrication lab? An extreme ultraviolet fabrication lab. Somebody told Elon Musk what's good. Elon Musk going and building a fabrication lab tells me he knows he has to control the supply line. Remember how controlled fabrication labs are? NVIDIA is the most expensive company in the world. Just think about that. Elon sees that and he knows what's good. And why do we know it's important? Because the smaller you get, the more strongly you interact with the vacuum. That's why quantum technology and microchips are so important. We're going to have free energy microchips before we even have Jarvis orbs. Doesn't that seem insane? Wouldn't you think you should have a macroscopic magnetic motor before you should have a free energy microchip? Nope. And the reason is that technology has been secretly getting advanced. Martin and Riley say, have you seen Maury B. King talk about ZPE and other dimensions? He definitely knows something. Yes, I've read some of his papers. I looked at some of his content, and I was watching him last week talking to Randall Carlson, the gray-bearded man. Very interesting, and clearly a lot of people have figured out this is the secret. Now, revealing it's the hard part. That's why this is psychological. Mike M says, I think I see a bat. What does that mean, Dr. Forbes? Sorry, I can't interpret all the signs, but I appreciate it. Maybe you're the Batman. See if you can get bit by it. Actually, don't sue me if that happens. Kathy with a C gifts a $10 super sticker. Thank you, Kathy with a C. I appreciate you. Goku-san. Oh, wow. Big donation. Thank you. If gravity is displacement of the background energy, then electromagnetism must be nullifying the mass of an object for it to get rid of its displacement on the background energy, just creating an anti-gravitational effect. Yes, if you shield that gravitational effect, shield that 0-point energy, you should get a natural anti-gravitational effect. Exactly. So then the question is not about, okay, we have a baseline for the connection. How do we make that connection strong? And when we talk about making that connection between electromagnetism and gravity strong, that is what coupling is. So when they say we want strong coupling, they're saying we want to start with electromagnetism, and we want a lot of gravitational force to come out. The more powerful the coupling, the more one-to-one energy in versus energy out I'm getting. That's what we're talking about with coupling. Winona Riders, thank you very much for the super chat, says, please talk to Dr. Donald E. Scott before he dies about your take on all this. His microplasma cosmology theories have held and come more true with time. I believe, yeah, he's one of the Thunderbolts guys, I think, or the Electric Universe guys. I've watched some of his stuff on the internet for sure. A conversation with him would be a dream come true. Thank you very much. I'll look to reaching out. Right on. Okay. Whew. And then lastly, Stuart McLeod says Q equals 45. I don't know if that's an over unity factor, but Q generally refers to the over unity factor in fusion. So how much more energy out than you get than it is put in. And if we were to get something like Q equals 45, we'd be swimming in free energy. Okay, everybody, I appreciate you. MH370X. We'll be back on Sunday with Salvatore Pais talking about 0-point energy, talking about his meeting with Congressman Burleson at Pax River. Don't miss it. I'll post the link out later tonight. Peace out, everybody. Love you guys. Bye.
Out in the fields where the skies are wide, talking about a journey through the cosmic ride. Einstein and Thorne, they set the stage for a trip through time across the space age. Wormholes connect distant points in space, traversable paths to a far-off place. No black holes pull, no crushing weight, just a cosmic tunnel to a distant gate.
Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow. We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow.
Exotic matter, negative energy's the key to stabilize the wormhole for you and me. Quantum vacuum squeezed so tight, creating conditions for this wondrous flight. Static fields and lasers in the lab they play, generating forces in a new kind of way. Gravitational squeezing, Casimir's force, negative zones we need to stay the course.
Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow.
Thin shell formalism plates so fine, spherical geometry we realign. Energy conditions that we must defy. For a stable wormhole, let's give it a try. Unknown forces balancing the plates, creating the throat, open the gates, from Earth to the stars in a single bound. A shortcut through space profound. Engineers and dreamers hold the key to future worlds and what we could be. With science in hand, we forge ahead through the cosmic paths that we now tread.
We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow.
From the fields to the stars, we break the chains. Understanding the universe, we make the gains. Lil Hula Crunk shines, bringing truth to light. Through his music, we'll explore the night. With wormholes and stargates, our path is clear. Exploring the cosmos, our future's here.